Miss Elizabeth and her infant child. The Goldfield Hotel in the prosperous mining town of Goldfield, Nevada, is said to be haunted by a prostitute named Elizabeth. George Winfield, the hotel's original owner who had an affair with her, chained the pregnant Elizabeth to a radiator in room 109 to die. Her newborn was thrown down a mining shaft. Miss Sammy Dean from Jerome, Arizona. Sammy Dean was a beautiful woman in the city of Jerome, Arizona. Dean's lifeless body was discovered in a section of town known as Husband's Alley. Dean's spirit is said to still haunt the area to this day. Miss Lily at the Franklin Hotel. Miss Lily was the town's most well-known and restless resident. According to the local story, Lily was a prostitute who delighted in room 7 at the Franklin Hotel. Many have reported sighting a sad, uncomfortable presence in room 7, as well as hearing unusual noises. Miss Peggy from Zimbabwe. Peggy was a famous prostitute in Highfield, an old suburb in Zimbabwe. A jealous client brutally murdered her, and now she is said to roam the roads at night looking for drives as well as man's company. It is believed that when people stop to pick her up, she disappears mysteriously. Miss Rosie at the Silver Queen Hotel. During the 19th century, Virginia City between Denver and San Francisco was the most significant industrial mining city. The Silver Queen Hotel is one of the most frightening spots in the city. The dead prostitute Rosie haunts room 11. Puzzling whispering in the empty halls late at night, doors banging, and footsteps on empty halls are often heard by visitors. Miss Julia Lowell from Bisbee, Arizona. The 4-story Copper Queen Hotel, constructed during the Victorian Age in Bisbee, is Arizona's oldest operational hotel. The ghost sightings inside the hotel are very familiar to the locals. In the 1920s, Miss Julia Lowell was a prostitute at the hotel who fell in love with one of her clients. But when he cheated on her, she committed suicide in the room, and now her ghost haunts the same room to this day. Miss Josie Arlington from New Orleans. Josie Arlington, who became an orphan at 4 years old, turned to a life of prostitution in New Orleans. She was violent and aggressive, and in her mind she wanted to be accepted by the upper class. She was determined to be buried in one of the most expensive tombs in Metairie Cemetery. After her death in 1914, her tomb became the well-known spot for paranormal activity in the cemetery. The Old Tavern in Jackson, Mississippi. In the Old Tavern in Jackson, Mississippi, the bar employees and owners have heard mysterious voices and often seen chairs and desks move around by themselves. It happens only at night, and many have seen a ghost sitting at the bar. The Headless Woman in the Glen Tavern Inn. In the Glen Tavern Inn, there are a lot of ghosts who refuse to leave. During the 1910s, the Glen Tavern Inn in Santa Paula, California, hosted many famous celebrities, so more people are attracted to the inn even today. Rooms 218, 306, and 307 are the most haunted by ghosts of prostitutes. The Lady in Red at the Mizpah Hotel. Evelyn Mae Johnson is the most famous guest and ghost in the Mizpah Hotel. She lived in the hotel and served there as a prostitute under the name Rose. She was strangled and repeatedly stabbed by her jealous ex-lover. Her apparition has been seen inside the elevator, hallway, and in room 504.